Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and this is the Citadel server. Hanging outside of West Hill where we left off yesterday. We've got one more hillside to finish up before we can check off the East River. And that's what I'm going to plan on doing. Good to see everybody. MindTripMedia, thank you for kicking off with 100 bits. Cosmic Dancer, thanks for the tier 1 sub going to Stephen ESC. Is that... Hold on. Hold on to your nuggets, folks. I have to scroll up to the pre-show. Where did that go? How come it's not showing up in Twitch chat? Why is that not showing up, Cosmic? You know what? I don't see... Oh, you know what? Those are from yesterday. Those are yesterday's. Cosmic is correct to me. Those are yesterday. Well, thanks again. I'm still just as thankful. It hasn't changed. Has not changed. But what has changed is my glasses are dirty. Wow. Hold on. I was like, I don't remember this much schmutz in my Minecraft world. I must have touched my glasses somewhere. Talk about an awkward start to a stream, right? Like, this is just cringeworthy. Good thing I don't do this for a living. Awkward. Nothing worse, GrandpaCrafter, than dirty glasses. Both of the drinking kind and of the seeing kind. The fox is still in the boat. I imagine that's probably going to be a permanent fixture unless we remove the boat. So what I want to do is I want to come over and finish up this hillside. And I think it's just going to be straight up bone meal. I don't think I'm going to do anything too fancy with it. There is a little bit of yellow flower happening over this side. And I think I might pop a little bit more over that way. It might be fun to have a little flowering azalea here and there just to kind of give it kind of a balance. But I think the easiest thing to do is going to be just to spam some bone meal, trim out the stuff we don't want, and then go in and maybe add a couple of key features. It's not an important area. The only thing that I want to fix is right now it looks like a very straight staircase right up the middle here. And what I'd like to do is try to give that a little bit more of a curve. So we'll get some bone meal and grass blocks and we'll sort that out. The mighty Elkhorn, hold for IRL maintenance. Exactly. So what I think I want to do is just move some of this just a little bit. Actually, that go that way. And then maybe with this, we'll carve it down a little bit. I'll help remove that linear look. Gives us a chance to maybe push a little bit of this left to right. How long before the fox in the boat is name tagged? I don't know. Should I name tag him? I wasn't planning on keeping him in the boat. There will be eventually a sweep of the town where I plan to remove roof pigs and all that stuff. River Fox, that sounds like the name of a Hollywood actor. Same initials as River Phoenix, I guess. Probably why my brain went there. There, I think that removes kind of the straight line out of there. You can see even on the map, it's a little bit less square. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I think maybe the bottom still needs to be a little bit more this way, maybe. There, all right. Call that done. And now we can just run around and hit this with some bone meal. Because you have to imagine there wouldn't be very many people, if at all, walking along this hillside. And now we're just going to get rid of all the flowers. And all the too tall grass. Seems like a really straightforward, easy way to add some detail. How's it going, Dan? Good to see you. We will replenish some of our grass shulker box this way too. I'm not being super careful. I feel like I'm cutting down some grass that kind of over clicking, but that's fine. I guess I should maybe think about leaving some of this too tall grass, but for now, leave it. I think I did that one on purpose. You'll have to forgive me, folks. I'll try not to cough on mic, but I'm feeling kind of hoarse today. So I don't know how much of that is coming through, but if I'm a little gravelly, I apologize. I was having one of those days where I went back and I was just listening to a few minutes of some previous streams just to double check microphone settings and stuff, and I found that the mic was very hot. Like I felt like it was picking up a lot of things, and I felt very echoey. So I'm hoping to try and fix that. I didn't make any adjustments just yet, but it's kind of made me self-conscious a little bit. You know, that feeling that you get, you know, if you're someone that doesn't like the sound of your own voice, but you get a record and proof like an answering machine or a voicemail message. It's kind of how I felt when I was listening to the YouTube video. I was like, I feel like that could be better. I wish when you chopped out the too tall grass that it gave you a one tall grass in its stead instead of chopping down the whole thing. But I guess that's how you harvest more grass, right? And get 2 for 1. think I might leave some of these closer to the ground, to the water. Sheep Scalibur, good to see you. Blast Jordan, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, indeed, it is. It is the usual suspects hanging out in the chat. Gotta be careful. I don't want these mending shears to break. I should probably get another pair. Do I have another pair? I mean, I can make another pair. Yes. I have mending shears. That's what they are. That's why I don't want to break them. They're mending and unbreaking. Can you hear when I hit the mute button? Just out of curiosity. I've hit it like 4 or 5 times in the last couple minutes. Whoops. I feel like that's a nice little mirror of the small batch of flowers over here. Yeah. I might want to put one more over here. And, you know, I think we could probably use a little bit of that riverbank texture. So I'm going to go get some of that dirt and rooted dirt. The way that I'm thinking about this is like anytime the shoreline is maybe impacted by the flow of the river, I'm thinking it could be cool to have little erosion happening. Yeah, I feel like that works. I'm okay with that. All right, now I guess I should get a few ferns. And maybe get some bushes too. Oh, there's a tree there. I didn't check to see what biome we're in. Are we in a forest? It might be a plains biome. I'll bring oak leaves just in case. It is a forest. Does this look okay in a forest? Thinking the oak is probably going to be better. Yep. Good to know. Good to know. We might not. We might not have the ability to do the flowering azalea. It may not look good. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll stick with the oak. This must be plains. Or I've completely used. Yeah, I think all the grass blocks here have been replaced with moss. That's why this looks so good. It's also a plains biome. Yeah, I moved the river. I remember moving the river. All right, if I was going to put another bush over there, say one spot would be kind of right in this corner. And I think I just got rid of grass that was taller. Yeah, we're just finishing up the last little bit. We had done some of the landscaping yesterday, but we need to finish it up. And I think we'll put another one up here. Should have brought some vines too. Target for something. Vines. I find these can help when you don't want to use moss because it doesn't really match the environment so much. You can kind of help the bushes blend in a little bit. Give them a little bit more life, so to speak. Or in places where you don't want to use a bush, but you want to have a little bit more happening. That might be too much. We'll have to see. No, that's okay. That's not bad. That one up there might be a little bit much. I think I'd rather have this be an actual bush. It has disappeared. Is that what it was? The cosmic summoning circle? Sheep's caliber? That's a funny idea. If you build it, they will come. You cleaned up your mess this time? Yeah, there was another one somewhere around here that I had to clean up for a screenshot. I was trying to do a YouTube thumbnail. I was like, well, crap. I can't put that there. Oh, the fun of multiplayer servers. Keeps you on your toes. Yeah, not bad. Always a lot of bouncing back and forth with these landscape jobs. I find that you have to back up and take a look and see kind of how it's feeling. First time in a long time I've heard a blue jay in my backyard. I'm not sure that's coming through on stream, but pretty funny. We were just joking about that the other day. Do I have any seagrass? I guess I don't. So most of the time I'm thinking about how it looks from this path, because that's kind of the whole purpose of it. Yep, I think we're just about done. I'm going to put another bush up at the top. And even though I'm not a slave to it, I really enjoy how the map can kind of help you gauge like how you've spread out a design or spread out a vegetation kind of idea in an area. I'm going to put a few more things in there. I think I'm going to use ferns to try and spice up a little bit of the variety here. Whoops. I like them so much better in the 2 high version. Whoops. Thanks. Yeah, I think the yellow flowers helps a bit. You can see how the 2 high ferns really help balance things out a little bit too. Whoops. I guess I should think about what it might look like from the river, but I'm not overly concerned. The few bare spots. And I'd like to try to get a bush over this side. I haven't really moved any of those bushes over this way. Maybe we'll put one right here. Yeah, I forget about the ferns too. Well, and the ferns are like my second pass. Like I do everything with the grass, and then it starts to feel very samey, right? Like I've used a lot of grass here, and I would normally want to pull that back a bit. That might be too much. No, I think we're good. I mean, no matter what you do, there's always going to be like a little bit of brown spots popping through. And I think this area here could have a full-on bush coming down over the edge, maybe. I find that's a really effective trick too. Try the other angle. I don't know if we're going to be able to see much from over here. No, it's just, I just wanted it to look complete. You know, I wanted to look like it was feature complete. But I think the only thing over this side is just a little bit of grass on the top up here where we can. Obviously, we can't do it everywhere. But just enough to break up that brown cliffside. A little bit, yeah. I think this might be the last of my vines. At least in this shulker box. I'm sure there's more elsewhere. I've got other shulker boxes under the keep. Oh, look, there's a whole stack here. Never mind. Never mind. M-Docs, good to see you. Welcome back. Look at all the squid. You don't need a squid farm. You just need a river project. You don't need a squid farm, just a river project. There's so many. I wish there were less, honestly. Like, I would prefer to build a squid farm to get that kind of spawn rate. I think that the fact that they spawn so often in the rivers is a little bit weird. I'm going to sneak another flower in here somewhere. Maybe right here. Try to space it out a little bit. I wish it was a small one. Which it. Yeah. That's good. So I'm not sure if you remember what the map looked like beforehand. But it looks a lot more organic now than it used to. Which is my goal. Whoops. Yeah, good stuff. Get to check that off. I'm going to do one more swim through just to make sure we haven't missed anything. Whoops. It's interesting how the rivers feel different on both sides, but they also feel good, like it makes sense. If that was a steeper bank, I probably would have made it the same. Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me as being bad or incomplete. A couple of bits of grass we can maybe put up and through here, but yeah, works for me. I'm just noticing there's a couple of blocks in those trees, but that's it. And I'm going to call it done. Grab that. Just from me carving away the hillside and exposing the bottom of some of these trees. Looks like I got the rest of them. Probably because I had done that custom tree. Let's take a couple of these away. That's better. Now, did I miss the bottoms of any of these trees? I don't think so. Nope, I think we're good. Yep. Excellent. Might as well keep the shears on me. What did I do with the other shears? Did anybody see what I did with the mending shears? Happy! A 3-month gift subscription courtesy of GrandpaCrafter has entered month 2. Thanks for the shout out for GrandpaCrafter, and Grandpa, thanks very much for the support. Appreciate it. Yeah, where did my shears go? Oh, they're there. I should keep those in the tool chest so I know where they are. I need to put about half of this away. I don't remember whether those candles were supposed to be lit or not. Kind of surprised that they're not. All right. Northgate Bell Tower. East Riverbanks and Points of Interest. That's done. I don't think I have a check mark. All right, I have to go back. I know I could go on the internet, but I have another book that I can copy the check mark from. Plus it's raining, so there's no real point in messing around outside until this passes. Or I get to sleep. Do you feel the need to get away from the rain before opening a book in Minecraft? It's not the rain. I didn't want to open the book in the wide open. I guess the rain had a little bit to do with it. It just meant that things could potentially spawn. I just didn't want to get a creeper surprise after all that work. East river banks and points of interest. Done. What do we want to do next? East River Wharf, also done. West Hill River Inn, Northern Farms, Western Riverscape. East Farm Road landscaping texture. That's probably what we should do. That's another small task we can check off. West Hill Riverscaping. Wheat Farm Mill. Right. Yes, we'll do the East Farm Road. Do that next. Yeah, I've never been that much of an RP player, GrandpaCrafter. I'll do it in maybe more of a RPG situation like a Assassin's Creed or something, where I'll be like walking through town or just kind of like chill play sessions. But in Minecraft, I tend to be more about like the build. I don't think there's much we can do about the lighting. I mean, I guess we're going to have to add a light somewhere down here. That's for sure. All right, let's go take a look. This is the East Farm Road here. So on the map, this is the East Farm Road. And it's done with the exception of, I think, this section here is what I wanted to finish. And I might actually take the road and push it out around the corner. But we'll give it a walk and see what stands out as something that needs fixing. I should, well, I'm going to move Alistair's TARDIS. Cool server meme, but right now a little bit distracting. And that's the whole thing. Okay, cool. It's a really elegant little build, actually. It's quite fun. So this is supposed to feel kind of open and empty. I'm not thinking about the views over there. That's a separate thing altogether. This is all going to be part of the inn that I want to build over there. But along here, I'd say we're feeling pretty good. I'm not really worried about too much over there. I didn't realize there was a cave right there. Maybe I'll close that up. I think I've done a little bit of work here. This feels very straight. We can maybe make that feel a little bit more organic. But I don't want to get into like doing this whole cliff because I just don't care. It's more about maybe just throwing in just a few more flowers along here, along the right-hand side. And I think completing this, making this feel like it goes around the corner. The idea, I think eventually Hannah wanted to build like a horse farm. And so we are using this natural cliff as a nice divide between this natural village and plains where she wanted to build the horse farm. So you can see like there's this big lake and then there's this huge area here that could become a real cool build. But then it's divided by having this natural kind of mountain cliff in between. MindTripMedia with 100 bits. Thanks ever so much. You can see how the stone bits for me trying to think about how that was going to go. And so I think, yeah, I think maybe winding the path, it's probably going to actually come through here. not right where the stone is. I imagine it would just kind of go around here. And that would be a really cool view, actually, of the lake and the river. Like if you were coming around the corner there. Yeah, I think that's a pretty natural spot for it. I'd like to get the road curving out of sight. So like if you're standing here amongst my wheat field build, I don't want the road to just stop. I kind of want the road to like curve around the bend out of sight. And then I'll call that done. And then if Hannah wants, she can pick up the road where I stop and pull it towards where she is. So yeah, we'll do the road. And really, I think just needs a little bit of touches with some flowers. And I think I'd want to get rid of some of the too high block dirt places and just have it be a bit more of a cascading hillside. And that'll help us get rid of some of the grass blocks that have built up in our storage too. All right, coarse dirt and grass blocks for now. That's all we need. Bring some moss just in case. Do I not have a whole quart? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And I'll bring whatever white flowers I got kicking around. Plus the bed. And I'll put this here. Yeah, it just feels a little bit funky through here. I guess right here is probably a good spot to set up. All right, let's just start with this, I guess. Or maybe we should start with the road. Probably a better idea. And it looks like I've brought the road down to just 4 wide. Yeah. And let's go down this way. So we're going to chop down this tree. I think that's a pretty natural spot. I think maybe, is there another tree there? Yes, but that's good. I think maybe we'd want this to be switched. Maybe something that kind of goes over like a canopy. Oops. Wrong block. Oh, there's a skeleton somewhere. So we're going to send it through there. So this will probably be coarse dirt. And I'm trying to hook it up to this line here. So you can see I've kind of curved this a little bit too far maybe. Try to line this edge up. This is where I find the map to be really valuable. Oops. So you can kind of use the map to gauge the curve. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, it was a fancy skeleton. Did I get anything from him? Just arrows. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm probably gonna have it go in a couple different places. I feel like we can maybe push the wheat field a little bit higher. Break time when you're ready. Thank you, Cosmic. One, two, three, four, five. Big old hole. I'll let someone else deal with that. Not sure if that's necessarily the way that I want that to go, but let's see. And then really all I need to do is just make this, I guess it's going to be 3 wide right here. Maybe it has to be wider, I'm not really sure. One, two, three, four. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. I think we have to go a little bit wider. And we can retrain the hill a little bit to flow better. Whoops. All right, let's just fill this in, and I'm gonna go and take that short break. For folks that are new, I take a break about once an hour. Gives me a chance to maybe get another cup of coffee. Gives you a chance to maybe grab a friend and let them know that we're streaming live. Always fun to help grow the channel. And hopefully if you're seeing some value in it, then you don't mind sharing it with your friends. Yeah, I think we just need to start adding like single blocks all along here. Yeah, I feel like that helped a bit. The little bit narrow here, right where I'm standing, I feel like there's something that I missed. Yeah, maybe. Just that bend feels a little bit cramped. I mean, this is going to end up having a bunch of shorter blocks here anyway. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of a flight back somewhere where I can sleep. So once again, short break for me. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to bring some stone with me too. I want to put another wall, I think, around that that farm. We'll maybe mess with that a little bit. Slowly but surely, these things just end up morphing my shulker boxes from one end of the map to the other. So what I'm thinking is we put another wall probably here. So I'm going to move the road a little bit. Whoops. Right. So we can have like this extra little kind of stone wall bit here with just a little bit more wheat up here, which I think will kind of help kind of blend up the side. And that means we're probably gonna have to change a little bit about how this road actually travels. I feel like this is gonna change a bit here. I do like this kind of thing. I like figuring out, you know, sort of infrastructure and how things might look and work. I feel like these would probably get cut off a bit too. It was better before. Just feels very straight. Dalman Dam, hello. Been a minute. Hope you're having a good week. Or had a good week. I guess the week is over for most people. Whoops. Yeah, I think I like it better with a little bit of strip of green. Better that way. Now, could this be down another block, maybe? Yeah, that's not bad. I feel like at this point, though, we need to shave a little bit off here. And here we can probably pull this out. I think we have to change the angle of this a little bit. Does that work? I feel like yes. We'll just have to add a step here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Still feels a little bit narrow through here. Especially if this was to be any higher. So I think what we'll do is just mimic this whole thing, but we're just going to take it back by one block. And then we can add on here. Yeah, that feels kind of awkward, but maybe we can do something there, like add a barrel or maybe some sort of function, or maybe we can actually extend the wall a bit. Maybe we could have more of a retaining wall here. Yeah, actually that makes sense. I feel like we sort of did something similar over here. Yeah, that feels more like an official kind of entrance, you know? Glass of rum in hand. The week is over, says Cosmic. Nice. What kind of rum do you drink, Cosmic? I really like Plantation. It's a Barbados rum. Has a really nice kind of balance of like vanilla and not really oaky, but it's smooth and doesn't have like any bourbon or cherry notes to it, which I like. Add pink flowers. Joel and his Technicolor traveling shulker boxes. Yeah, they're not super bright, but they're definitely color coded. Don't know about this little bit here. We would turn this all into wheat field, and looks like I had little rows. Unless in some places I feel like I did more bands. Yeah. Oops. Little path that connects. Probably wouldn't be any here. So you can see faintly on the map how that would kind of come together and make sense. I don't think I really finished putting all the decorations on this side anyway. This does feel kind of abrupt, doesn't it? Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, that's better. I find the best way to just figure out how your roads are feeling is to run back and forth along them. And as long as they feel right, the math is probably pretty solid. That's a little weird spot there. Not really sure how to handle that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the right one? No. That's better. Yeah, feeling pretty good about that. And I guess we can maybe have this just go straight along. Kind of feather it out a little bit, maybe. Yeah, road kind of curves around there. It'd be a fun little reveal. I like the view from here. I think that's really kind of a fun, happy accident. And then this obviously is terribly ugly, but that's not my problem. I've got one torch. Maybe we'll put you here. And that works out well this way too, because if you're coming from whatever gets built over here, then you've got this nice kind of frame of what's coming. It's not the best way to enter into my West Hill Valley, but it's not bad. Cool. I think this side of the road looks okay. Got 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. I feel like we could maybe push that to 4. Oh, I see why I did that. Yeah, it gets kind of narrow through here. I think maybe we have to extend it here. That feels better. Feels a little bit less jagged. Still not a huge fan of this angle, but it is where we are. Where's the chicken? Oh, there's lots of torches over here. Don't need all of those. Cool, that means I can put some stone down along the edge here, just to kind of let people know. And also keep this relatively spawn free. I'll probably have to come up with some sort of street lamp rather than just a weird torch on a rock closer to the farm, but this will do for now, I think. Actually, let's move that. Good stuff. I guess it could be even just a little bit closer. There we go. Nice. Thanks, MDogs. Those were definitely pre-lighting change torches for sure. Definitely pre-lighting torches. I don't have any torches along here. This whole place is just pretty deadly. All right, I don't think I need the stone right now. So, next step would be to try and smooth out some of this stuff. And I think I wanted to move some of this stuff first, so I'll do this and see where we go. Death Wheat Valley? Yeah, it's not far off. One, two, three, four, five. Just trying to smooth it out a little bit so it feels a little bit more natural. And remove a lot of these very straight lines. It really doesn't take that long. Yeah, see already that's feeling a little bit better. And then we'll just go along and maybe mimic a little bit what's happening. And I guess we'll chop down a little bit here. I think one of my favorite things is, rather than having to do something from scratch, just like tweaking the landscape a little bit, I find it can be very effective, and it reduces the amount of work that you have to do by quite a lot. We've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make that 7. Right, so we go back up again. That second layer now feels pretty good. I guess I could maybe round this out a bit. Sure. Not looking back there anyway. So that feels a little bit robotic. So we'll just remove that. Smooth that down a little bit. Sometimes you're just left with a straight cliff face and there's not much you can do. Just break it up a little bit where you can. Do I have grass? No. Really like how you don't clear cut the landscape and build around it. There's occasions where you are tempted to clear cut it though. I think I've just learned my lesson in that clear cutting an area actually is way more work for you, because like once you remove everything, you then have to plant, like you have to do everything custom again. I think the only time where it's beneficial would be like those riverbanks. The riverbanks, sometimes it's easier to just have like a clean silhouette of the river. I'm not sure if I've got anything nearby that would be... yeah, like so around here, for example, when we were carving out the shape of this river, it was just easier to get rid of all the grass and whatever was there. Like that's a situation where obviously we have to put this stuff back in, just like that. But when you're shaping the river and like moving a bunch of grass, because like it creates like 2 times you have to mine a block and all that kind of crap, doing this smooth is easier. But when it comes to like another good example, I guess, you know, like all these trees are naturally there. I didn't make them. I just kind of went around them, and it's way more effective and way cooler to like figure out, you know, if I guess it's part of the RP that we were talking about earlier, is that, you know, like, would you chop down these trees, or would you just kind of take the path of least resistance and say, well, I could run a canal for my wheat farm and my water mill between these trees and be okay with it. I think these ones might be custom, but that big one is absolutely not, you know, and so then it becomes a more natural looking environment because you've not completely removed things. It's the same way that, you know, settlers in medieval or early settlers in North America, and like they would chop down a lot of trees, but like they wouldn't necessarily chop down the biggest tree first. It would like, well, let's chop down all the easy trees and get our houses set up. And if we decide to chop down the big trees later, then sure. But if not, like, you never know. Just like in Minecraft, you know, like there's a tree that you like and you're just like, I don't want to chop that down. I like it. I think we're going to keep it. It's very decorative, you know? All right, so I think here we're going to add some more to the cliff. Maybe here. And that's what I mean by having remove the grass. It becomes a little bit easier. Totally opposite. You find it so hard to build around the landscape. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on what people's visions are. And I sometimes take for granted the fact that as an artist, I can just imagine what something will look like and have a very clear idea. Whereas some people need a lot, it takes a lot more work visually. They have to have it like happening in game in front of them, where I can like imagine where something is going to go and what it's going to look like. But at the same time, I have a lot of experience in Minecraft just because of the amount of time that I've logged. I think I've created a very straight, yeah, kind of a straight line. Right, move that. See if that's more interesting. Yeah, so it just feels a little bit less like a box, you know, and a little bit more like an eroded hillside, which once it covers over in grass and we come through with some bone meal, then it'll look a lot better. Not so sure about that, but we'll leave it for now. Cool. All right, let's take a look at what's happening here. Don't really have anything high to perch on. Yeah, I think it's going to be a matter of a little bit of bone meal and probably check this off. Yeah, even just without the grass on it, I feel like that looks a lot better than what we had before. So the fun trick that I was using to make these flower fields is just using the bone meal. and then replacing any flower with a single color of flower and using the Minecraft sort of RNG to figure out what the next thing was going to be, like where to put the flowers. I think you have to wait for the grass, like for the brown dirt to turn into grass, but we'll do wherever we find the grass for now. Weird that there's nothing else happening there. All right, get rid of all the too tall grass down here anyway. I think probably on this tier as well. I'd rather go through and put it like specifically where I want it, although that's not bad. Yeah, we'll have to do another pass when this is all grass. Like grass blocks. Leave that one. Right, so a little bit too colorful and distracting. I'm not saying it's not appealing, but it's pulling away from the road, which is what I want people to look at. Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate it. If Minecraft had more pastel flowers, which I know is kind of silly because flowers in real life are very bright, but if some of the flower options were less cartoon colored, I would be probably more inclined to use them. We used a lot of the lilacs in the city, in the town, and I think that that worked out pretty well. I'll leave that little white one. Well, Cosmic, if you need any extra flowers, you know where to come. My shulker boxes are overflowing. Is that all of them? Almost. There's a red one somewhere here. So you can see what I was trying to do is kind of feather out the white flowers and have them kind of feel like they're more sparse the farther north that you go. Kind of a cluster here. Oh, this is the wrong flower. And you can kind of make them feel less bold if you don't have them right by the road. And if you put grass near them, cover them up. Maybe just one more down this way. Cool. So we're almost there. I think the last thing along here will be to get a little bit of edge work going. So like just similar to what we've got going on over here, I'd want to do some of that along here with the moss and the moss carpets. I find that it gives a nice border to the road. And then we've got to actually do the texture on the road too. So that will be part 2 or whatever I happen to call this. And that's going to happen tomorrow. So I've been planning to keep my schedule as best I can with scheduling streams at 1 p.m. Atlantic time. But this whole week, I've just had everything in, you know, that I can imagine crop up to push things back. You know, I had like deadlines, I had leaky windows from the storm, like just all kinds of stuff just kind of pushed in the way. I think for the foreseeable future, I'm going to keep the streams to 2 hours, but I think what that might mean is more frequent. So I might end up adding a stream day, but then keeping all the streams roughly to 2 hours, because I find it's a really good balance and it allows me a little bit more time to get to the gym in certain days. So you can look for that. But tomorrow we'll be back here. I'm going to finish up this section, basically all the green, like basically right from here all the way down to the bridge, and has to get tidied up. And then we'll put in some texture on the road, and I guess we'll plant the wheat, and that'll be it. I'm not going to do any like textures around the corner. I'm not worried about too much through here. It's one of those things where I don't want to spend like hours and hours and hours doing things that are super far away from the town. So it's more about this, the experience of the valley is now kind of what I'm trying to polish up here. So when people come in here, they go, oh wow, okay, this place has been definitely built up by someone. So if you want to follow me on social media, you can do that. It's Joel Duggan, very easy to find. I've been posting a lot on Instagram lately, so check that out. If you want to support the channel, you can always use a sub here on Twitch, or you can go to patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It's one of the best ways to support your favorite creators. And I have a membership there that will get you access to the Discord. And if you want to play on a Minecraft server with a bunch of like-minded friends, then check out Infinity Cove. That's one of the upper tiers of the Patreon. And I'd appreciate it if you wanted to check it out. We've got a fair amount of river work done here today, so I'm really happy with the progress. We are checking things off. And as per usual, these tasks tend to take at least one stream, if not more. But check out the Citadel Cafe and the Spawn Chunks podcasts. Check out the Fox and the Boat, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.